Ah, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? So last episode, I confessed to something. Thought it was going to stay within house, within our walls, DDF walls. It's leaked out. It's now a news article. So it's been pressed as, Dan Gorridge made burner accounts to pump up his draft stocks. Happened 15 years ago, guys. Get over it. It's not newsworthy at all.
You did say yesterday, though, you did still say 15 years on.
Yeah. So it's not good it's out there, but to me, it's like, okay, that's where we're at with the footy season.
Yeah, true.
If that's making news, then fair enough.
I loved in the article when it said, it just had one of your quotes from Big Footy, and then it went on to say, Gorringe then went on to defend his performance in an SANFL game.
With his own burner account again. Yeah. To my credit, though, that move, genius.
Well, I mean...
It's not the worst move in the world.
Proof was in the pudding, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was a specific red leg talk. It wasn't in like a wider, big forum. So it was very a niche market I was talking to.
But you were trying to probably also bump up your SA stocks as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, stick around there.
Well, like we said, I didn't want to get drafted to the Gold Coast.
No.
So if an LA Crows person who they have a link to Norwood wants to see it, then you don't know.
Uh-oh.
Smart. I'll be telling my child that's a play move.
That's a play.
That's great. All right, let's get in the last show of the year. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dan Does Footy podcast. You can find more of Dan Does Footy on the website, Spotify, YouTube, and social. Lids off. See ya.
There was heaps of sick kids, and I was like, where are they? Kick him harder. Kick him all harder. Punch him in the face. I'm bloody horizontally challenged, if you get what I mean. Boner. Tough crowd today. Should we say this is the line? If you don't hear the next bit, it's over the line? Okay, so if you don't hear the next bit, I've got over the line. Who's just walked past Punt Road? Who dips him? Mate, we're here. The absolute season finale.
I'm excited for a break.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit melancholy.
Okay.
It's been a big year, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean the energy levels they're dead now. But that's okay. We're going to go away. We're going to rest. We got so many things planned. It's going to be good for us to reset. You're getting champagne out. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. So, okay. Just want to pour some champagne, do you?
Well, I just figured it's school's out for summer now. Would you not agree?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'm all for drinking on the pod.
Like, I probably won't see you again until February.
Oh, God, no, probably not, no. So, okay. So,
I just thought we'd just, pop a little bottle.
Yeah, it's giving us like real last week of school kind of vibes.
Don't say it's giving.
It's giving.
Also, just, it feels weird now, like while I'm trying to celebrate. But I do want to pull you up on one thing I've noticed. I think it's fabulous that you're having a child.
Thanks.
I need you to know that before this goes further.
Normally when you say something nice, there's something bad coming.
Yeah, well, there is. I'm not 100% sure on the term bubba.
What do you mean?
When you say bubba.
It's bub. Well, I don't
bub.
know. I don't know if it's a boy or girl.
Baby.
No. Nah. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. If I knew it was a boy or a girl, I'd say, he or she or something like that. But I got to say bub to stay in the middle, mate.
What about baby? When the baby arrives?
No, that's so like, what are you, 60? It's killing times, mate. We're moving at a rapid pace
Really,
here.
are we?
Yeah, we are. So it is. It's a sad day for us. A sad, the end. Well, it's nice sad because we'll be back for sure. But what a season it's been.
It's been great fun.
It's been great fun, guys, and thank you. We've had legit the best year, I think. It's just been so fun, and we will go away and we'll pull this thing apart. We'll look at things that we like, and we go, yep, bring that back for next year. We'll say maybe that thing can leave. Maybe we're going to bring some new stuff. Then we'll put it all back together in the next 2 months. New stuff. You worried? You're really worried we're going to co-host?
I have been pestering about that contract because I am treading thin ice at the moment.
You've got your exit review next year, next week. Sorry. So like I said, we're going to pull this thing apart. Keep the things that we like, the things that we don't like, bring in some new stuff, put it all back together next 2 months, and come back and honestly give you a better show, social content. We hope that hopefully we're giving you the best sports media that you can get.
I like to
across
think
all platforms.
we're on our way.
Well, yeah, and thank you. And again, before we get into the show, I think it's a good time from the top to say thank you to everyone.
Yeah.
Like we've honestly had the best time this year. And it is very much, well, not really. It's Dan Does Footy on the headline. but it's not Dan Does Footy. It's everyone does footy together.
Yeah.
This is your space. This is your content. This is your platform as well. You guys make this what it is. You buy in the jokes. You follow stuff on social. So honestly, from Ollie and I, thank you so much, guys. We love you. We cannot wait to be back next year with some big things planned.
Anyway, that was a good ep.
So we'll see you next year. Was that 5 minutes?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, I'm going to go to the pub now. That was good. We will see you next year. Thanks, guys.
Now, just quickly, did you want champers or mimosa? Because
I just what do you got there?
I've got orange juice, so we can have.
Well, give me
mimosa.
orange juice. Yeah,
yeah, mimosa.
I have to babysit after this. So
who do you
Sam
babysit?
Doherty's kid, mate.
Wow.
Yeah, on the reins. That's nice. Mimosa 10:30 is good, but
Well, this is your thing. Remember, you were saying like that's. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't think you said mimosa. I think you just said straight down the line bubbles for like a morning.
It is.
Daytime is like you're really entering that territory.
that's when you know. Yeah, that's when you know. So our Christmas party, I'll be on champagnes early.
What time are we starting for that?
Oh, what time do you normally start a Christmas party? I think it's like a 12:31 thing.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, traditionally it's you've started work.
You
but
do
we'll
half
wrap
of that work.
Yeah.
Just on that, people who everyone's going to a Chrissy party, I would assume for their work business. The boss telling you to work for the first half a day is an absolute piss take. No one's working. It's a lot of opening, closing tabs for sure. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Bit of housekeeping before we get into the final episode, just because we probably have some stuff we need to tie up here. The DDF memberships and training club merchandise stuff. We are working on that. We put that out there.
Yep.
Kind of left it out there for a bit.
Well, I mean, this is the whole thing, right? It's some things that require a little bit more effort than we probably first thought. But in a good way, we want to do it right.
Oh, yeah, we do. So
This isn't just meeting in a park with a couple of footies.
No. So my idea, what I had originally was to maybe make another Instagram page to house a football club.
Ah, keep it separate.
But yeah, and I want to be the unofficial 20th team of the AFL. And that would include the merchandise and the training and all that stuff. So we still need a name.
I've got my theories, but yep.
We're probably about 3 months behind Tassie.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not far off though.
No, but coming into next year, we'll have that all set up, ready to get off the ground. So there's that. More merch next year for sure. We're going to do, I plan to do, 4 drops maybe. So that's coming as well. Potentially another episode out of the schedule.
Ooh, next year.
With Thursday Night Footy.
Huge.
I think there might be. I don't know. We'll see. And then events next year.
Yeah.
Is there something in this? Because I'm short of breath. Did you lace me, mate? Is there a pinger in there? What's this end of season party got off to a start already? I'm fucking seeing shit. I think I'm hallucinating.
No, it's just it's pulp.
What's in this thing?
Pulp.
Oh, mate. I feel off my head. I'm on BTV already. I've got 30 minutes to fill here.
How good's that can be?
We will be at BTV as
We
well.
had a meeting about that
Which
the other
would be
day.
big, which would be big. So, but I guess the big story that we'll get into right now was the sad news of what happened yesterday. Sad, happy, whatever you look at it.
Yep.
City siders were crying. But what I took away from it was this was a great handover.
Yeah.
In terms of Horse to go on to Big Cox. And what a man, what a coach, what a legacy he leaves behind at that football club. And as a Carlton fan, as I said, I was like, this is too nice. Why isn't, why aren't the fans at the front door with their pitchforks?
Yeah.
Why aren't everyone happy that this coach is gone, that he's sacked? This was very much like, no, everyone's happy here. We're just going to transition on to Big Cox.
Upon reflection, you're so spot on. Like we got into the studio and you were like, just
Something's happened.
what's happened? Like this isn't good. This is all ending in tears.
Yep.
Which says a lot about your club.
Oh, yeah.
That's
where
what
I'm
we're
at as a Carlton
expecting.
person.
Yep.
Normally it is very much like, no, he's done something wrong. He has to. Or he's a shit coach. This is like Horse has just said, I'm done. And watching the press conference and listening to both Big Cox talk about, what's next, it just felt like it was the right move. Now,
Yeah, it
looking back on it. So this is what Horse said. Said he'd been thinking about the decision for, some people were saying mid-2023.
Yeah.
About maybe not coaching again. And this is what he had to say in his press conference.
The time at that point, I'm not sure whether I can get through the end of next year. And he said, maybe we'll park it. And Tom and Andrews suggested that we'll talk about the end of the year. And towards the end of the year, I thought, maybe I can. Maybe I can and get through to the end of the year. Maybe I can get to the end of 2025. As what always happens after any season, every coach goes into a mode of you take a deep breath and you go. And I really appreciate the time that Andrew, yourself, and Tom gave me to think it through and to think what's best for myself and for the football club going forward. And whilst my head was sort of trying to talk myself in to keep going to the end of next year, my gut was saying that's that's about enough. And
Crazy. Big call for Horse. So sad day at Sydney yesterday. Everyone's upset to see Horse go. Probably a sadder person would be Luke Parker.
Yeah.
What?
No, you said seahorse.
Oh,
Sorry, that got me.
the saddest person might have been Luke Parker.
That's very true.
Now, there were some sources saying that him and Horse maybe got into a little bit of an argument here and there, given that Luke Parker wasn't playing at the early start of the season. Then we did come in. Horse was putting him in as a sub.
Yep.
And City fans are going, "What, this is crazy. He's a legend. This guy's still got a bit to give." And then he now pulled the move at him, saying, not only will I not play you at the start of the year, and when I do play you, you'll be as a sub, I'll also then get you traded to North. And then the kicker, I'm just going to leave.
Yeah.
So Luke Parker's now in a jail cell at North just going, why? And I also don't want to point fingers for why this has happened and why Horse was all of a sudden like, I'm done here. Like, what happened? Could there be a curse? Is the curse Brodie Gundy? I'm not pointing fingers, but I will just say that Brodie has had 7 coaches in the last 6 years.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Buckley, 20 and 21. Harvey, 21. McRae in 22, Goodwin 23, Longmire 24, Cox in 25. That's 6.
Wow.
Sorry, 6 years. That's almost, 1 a year. Crazy. So is it a Brodie Grundy curse? I don't want to point fingers. I'm just saying, a bit weird to me. All of a sudden, Horse is like, actually, I'm out.
Yep. It checks out.
I'm out. Apparently, he'll stay the executive director of club performance. Not really sure what that is. No one could explain it yesterday.
Did you come
get to the
across
bottom of it.
any of those at your time at the club? Okay.
Nah, wouldn't have thought, no. So I just took away from that essentially that he's still Dean Cox's boss.
Sure.
Which he'd like that.
Yeah.
He'd like that for sure. So, but you just know with this, he'll be target number 1 for Tassie Devils.
100%.
They will throw so much money at him to go to Tassie. It'd be 3-4 million.
Do you think, irrespective of other contracts that might be out there, given the fact that VFL will be, we're assuming at least definitely 2027, I guess there's a half a chance of 26, but is he the man? Like is he the person? Is he the one that comes to mind where you're like, no, that's perfect?
He would be the perfect candidate right now.
What makes him so
do
good?
that?
Other than the obvious, but
Well, track record is the obvious thing. People person,
Mm-hmm.
everyone who's come across Horse right now, past players, people in the club, also the same thing. Just an absolute legend.
Yeah, okay.
And that's who you want to be at the club. Knows how to take a club to a successful a place, which is big for Tassie. They want to be successful straight away.
Yep.
Game plan holds up.
Young
honestly.
enough, do you think, by the time?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fags is 80. So,
So, yeah, you tell me.
Yeah, I think he'd be target number 1. There's talks of Nathan Buckley being the number 1 target. I don't think that is true at all. I think it's just a name grab. And maybe Tassie do go for a name grab. The first coach sometimes can just be a marketing ploy.
Well, I think that the really great thing from a Devils perspective is they've got an unbelievable blueprint in modern footy terms of what it takes to make a successful expansion side. So you can't really compare to when Freo or Port, like the landscape has changed. But to be able to look at what the Giants and the Suns did and go, what worked, what didn't work. Did it work having Kevin Sheedy come into the Giants? I don't think so.
No, it didn't. No, Guy McKenna, Suns.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think it's crucial because also there's no need to like. Everyone is going to be obsessed with the Devils. There's no need to like win the state
true.
over from
They
a
don't
footy
need to win the
perspective.
territory at all.
So you could just get someone who's perfect for the system.
Is there someone in Tassie who's ready to go? Is there a coach down there that we don't know of in TSL?
No one in particular. Well, I mean, Chris Fagan's brother is teaching.
I mean,
is
close enough to the
coaching.
real thing.
Yeah. Oh, Grant.
Yeah.
But I think he's a bit older, so he's like
age,
98.
Okay.
I'm sure there is. But to be honest, this is the beautiful thing about the Devils that will change the landscape of the competition. But anyone who's showing any signs of that has left.
Yeah.
So I can't really speak for anyone in the TSL right now because anyone with genuine, chances of making it to the next level are probably already over here.
Well, they'd probably announce it this time next year, their coach for 2028, given that you want to give them a year in the VFL.
Yeah, definitely,
So,
right?
Yeah. 2028 they're coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe 2 years now, thinking about it.
Could
Well, you
you
definitely want
announce-
to give them a year in the VFL to coach.
Could you announce a coach even if they're not going to be in for another year? So, like, say hypothetically, at the end of next year, you could be like, such and such is coming in, but after this current footy season?
Nah, it's too early because you want someone ready to go, established.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bring in your strength and conditioning stuff and stuff like that.
Yep.
And get your admin sorted, but your coach you can probably do latest 12 months out from round one.
Yeah, okay.
For them.
Right,
So-
okay.
So what on to Horse, and that gives Dean the absolute keys to an absolute wagon. Signed a monster 4-year deal. He'd be on a cruise boat today, just popping champagne, going, how good's this?
Yep.
Got the keys to an absolute Ferrari, full of superstars. And we spoke about it before, we find it weird or it's just not normal that a coach comes in and gets just a superstar team that's ready to go.
Try to think.
Bomber Thompson, we came in 2010, came to mind, where he finished second, lost a final to someone, then Chris Scott came in.
Yep.
That was one. People saying Craig McRae, not the same. This is a team that, most people think should have won the flag. given
Yeah,
How
absolutely.
they're going. Dean Cox could come in, just sit in the Ferrari and not even put it in drive.
No.
Just sit in the seat for 24 rounds.
Yep.
Maybe fill it up every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, full of all Australians, young studs, got an academy full of literally 20,000 Charlie Horsewaters that'll come in and just be superstars.
Yeah, you just know it.
Like, that's a big gig to have. And just, I love everything Dean Cox is doing. Played against him once in the AFL, which is cool. But
That would have been tough.
Yeah. Yeah, well, mate, his Cox was huge.
Yeah.
Like, just a big boy.
Yeah.
Big boy.
I do think probably needs to sort his facial hair out. I don't know if that sort of...
He's got on the chin strap.
It doesn't look great.
Yeah, he's got the chin strap, which isn't his look. He should just blend it. What have you got? A blend in.
Yeah, I think for mine, what's going on, and I'm certainly not, certainly those in glass houses.
I know exactly where this is going. Here we go.
I think it's a ploy to create more of a jawline than he's there.
I see what you're saying.
That's
yeah.
all.
You're saying big
I
Cox-
mean, I do it.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to grow facial hair. I wish I could do it. I
Yeah.
can't, but I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. This Rudy on Twitter, on X, had a great call about Dean Cox. He tweeted, "Something I find truly remarkable about Dean Cox is that he's the most he's the most Croatian-looking non-Croatian man I've ever seen. You could tell me this man is the manager of NK Zagreb in the Huksav Liga, and I would believe that in a heartbeat." It's very true. He looks so Croatian.
I love the pronunciations there too.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, that's very true.
Yeah.
You could get away with that. He
Looks like
definitely
an
looks
angry
like
Croatian.
he's just on the outskirts of the lungs of Europe for sure.
Oh, for sure. You
Yeah.
could see him just line up a dart for a pre-game speech, just
Yeah.
going off his head.
Little espresso.
But I reckon Sydney are just going to keep on rolling. Like, this is one where, because the handover is so good
Yeah.
and the culture's so good, it's not even going to be a speed bump for them.
Nope.
Be full steam ahead. And there were signs early. People looked back to it and said, oh, well, Dean Cox was in the ward room draft night and,
Yeah, sure.
Horse wasn't.
Yeah.
So, well done to Horse, though. Well done to Dean. Everyone wins in that. They're going to keep just being great. Their next mission is to sign Chad Warner straight away.
Yep.
Because, Dean Cox from West Coast, now City coach, is that still a ploy maybe for Chad to stay?
How long's he got? A year?
Next year, he's last year there.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. Sedge put up a post yesterday of Tom Campbell and Max Gawn.
Yes.
Now, it was just a photo, but the information was very interesting. Year 14 and 16 for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting on. Those guys are old as shit now. Tom Campbell amazes me. It's been on a list forever. 58 games in 14 years. Someone was saying, was it you? He's a real smart kind of guy.
Really smart. I'm going to find now what his actual job is outside of footy. But I remember, so he's the co-founder of Footy for Climate.
Yeah.
It's called. So I think it's got something to do with the actual AFL itself. But I remember when I went to something at the Saints, they were saying, he's only here X amount of days because then he's got this role. Like, he's a really...
Yeah, he's the
Like,
CEO.
he's going to do some friggin' wild stuff within the footy industry, I reckon.
He's only here, footy's kind of getting in the way of him being a CEO
Yeah.
of this, sustainable energy company.
Yeah.
And he hates going there, but they keep giving him contracts. He's like, I'm trying my hardest not to get a contract now. I'm not even playing football. I'm playing VFL. I'm going at 50%. You keep giving me contracts and picking me up. Just let me go, please. I hope he gets year 20.
Yeah.
Just keeps being on a list. That's the thing about big guys. They can be big as shit and they hang around on lists. Just be strong. All you got to do is stand there.
He's dependent. Look, he came in for, I think, maybe 3 games last year for the Saints and...
You know what you're getting?
Obviously didn't set the world alight, but was good.
And for Ruckman, just need to stand there, be strong,
Yep.
tap it down. You don't need to do anything outside of that.
No.
I saw Fat Doodles yesterday, obviously, and he was saying, the ruck, we were shaving the spot for my tattoo, saying, I can see some scars on your shins, the ruck, that would have been shit. I was like, the ruck is the worst position. I'm going to say in any sport in the world, because your job is literally 1, to be tall, given to you, 2, to just tap the ball, then do nothing else, and 3, if there is a third, just cop a knee for 2 hours every Saturday. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
If you have 5 touches, everyone's like, oh, this guy was busy today.
Yeah, okay.
If you have 10, they go, whoa, this guy let's pay him millions.
Are you copying studs to the shin as well, or mainly just knee?
No, I think it depends how the umpires umpire, and you know how we feel about them. God, don't know which way it's up, which way's down. Sometimes other ruckmen do come out your studs up.
Yeah.
And that
would
just a
be...
ploy. That was a real, I think it's a real old school thing though, when an older ruck would see like a young piece of fresh meat and be like, okay, I'm going to get him early.
Yeah. I reckon the only position worse than that would have to be offensive line in the NFL. You don't do anything other than just put your hands up and try and block the person coming towards you. You don't touch the ball. You don't even get to see where the ball goes.
Yeah. You're just there blocking.
Yeah. But I'm with you with the ruck.
The ruck's the worst.
I reckon it's the worst in our game for sure.
Oh, the worst position in our game at all. Like you could just pick some tall guy off the street and pluck him in and he'd probably go okay. Even if they have a bad day, the ruckman, it's probably still more, and it'll be judged more on the mids being, no, you guys weren't, clearances, you were bad and all this stuff. The ruck never really gets blamed. When's the last time a ruckman got blamed for a game?
Yeah, no. Don't.
We were in this game to the ruckman. Geez, he only had 4 touches.
Well, if you go on your big footy account, I don't think you'll ever be blamed.
Hey, Henjo was...
So upon reflection, would you prefer to be like 6'2", 3? So if you had your skill...
I would prefer it to be a forward.
Bit, yeah.
I don't know why they threw him in the ruck. Like Max King and Ben King, they're 200 centimetres. You'd probably say, okay, play in the ruck. But these big bastards, the 200 centimetres, just come in saying, no, I'm a full forward.
Yeah.
I don't want a ruck. And I think they put it on when they go on the ruck being bad.
Yeah.
I think they're happy to be out-muscled.
Yeah.
Because they out-muscle fullbacks and all of a sudden they go against maybe a slightly heavier ruckman. It's
couldn't possibly.
I think there's some key forwards out there they've figured this thing out.
Yeah.
If they get put in the ruck, don't jump. Like, I don't like that. Only because they don't want to be in there, which is great. Real Henjo.
Yeah,
vibe
Henjo
there.
areas.
Yeah. Brad Crouch retired.
Yes.
5 days. So he gets 5 days after he gets re-rookied from the Saints. And everyone's like, oh, he must have hated preseason. This is the worst thing ever. Why would they do that? Why would he do that? But, I mean, it was a great ploy and move from the club, which they agreed to in the salary cap to put him, on a rookie list. And then he can say retire, given that he hit a contract in his contract last year, or hit a trigger, in his contract last year, to extend his contract to 2025. He's on $550,000.
Yep.
By them doing this, putting him back on a rookie list and then him retiring, they can then negotiate a payout, which is much lower than his $550K salary, which he triggered. So it's worked out well for everyone. We should have seen the writing on the wall, given that he did announce he was a sales exec on LinkedIn. We should have seen that months ago as an indicator maybe he's done with football. But good on them. Good on him. Great. He was a stud back at the Crows.
Absolutely, yeah. It was, very much so. Very disappointing for him. So he's got a degenerative. Going to struggle after one more sip of mimosa.
Something's in this mimosa.
Yeah, injury. So body is just crumbling away.
Coming away, it's sad, but also going to get that payout money.
That's very true.
Ching. That's a 3x $550. I'm looking at $1.5 million, Brad Crouch. Well done to him, get that bag. Bad knee. To the point, very bad knee, but hey, pockets are full.
Hey, if my video yesterday was anything to go on, a bad knee doesn't stop anyone from moving.
No.
It'll stop your arabesques and your pirouettes.
He's not playing local football, which is fine when you're on, the 3-time multiplier of the payout. But just, I'm going to say not the worst way to go out. Getting paid that cash to leave.
Quiche.
Yeah, I tried to get one years ago.
What, a couple of years after playing?
Yeah, literally. I was like, my Achilles are a bit sore now. Can I get that payout? They're like, oh, no. You've already done way too much. Like, we've seen you running on socials and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we think you're fine.
It's like,
okay, that cash grab has dried up. I see. Back into real estate for me. But this is good for the Saints. Now they have a free spot on their list. I think they can bring someone on. They have this big son of a bitch from Norwood, Harry Boyd. You know about Harry Boyd?
Don't know anything
You should
about
follow
Harry
him straight
Boyd.
away. He's the best rucker in the Sandford. I think he won the McGarry medal last season. He's training with them at the moment. So they're going to bring him on. It's probably the worst kept secret at the moment. Bring him onto the list to give support to Marshall.
Yeah, love that.
Which you need.
Yeah.
You got shit all outside of Marshall.
Yeah, well, we drafted a lad, but that makes
This guy's ready-made, ready to go. He's Tom Campbell kind of guy.
Not
Good
as
hang
old?
He's not 40, no.
Okay.
No.
We've actually, we've got a really good history of picking up some gems from the Sandford. which is that's exciting. I
yeah.
mean, Callum Wilkie just won our Trevor Barker Award. You
Sure.
know?
How is Cal? We heard about Cal lately? Is he...
Saw him at the rebrand launch, and I can safely say, phew.
Yep, we're good.
We are all good.
We're good with him.
He just laughed. I mean, I don't know how he is with you, but I think he heard what I had to say about it.
Didn't seem good on the Brownlow carpet.
No.
Didn't come over there. He kept pointing at me and like yelling
Really?
aggressively.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a joke. So I was like, ha ha ha, good to see you, brother. But I don't know like where it is now.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Could be an intervention situation.
Could be. Saying on the Saints, absolute war chest. We know they have. Didn't jingle jangle this offseason. We thought it would be a jingle jangle job. Nope.
No, that was just
spend.
Christmas around the corner.
Why we didn't spend? Just nothing they really liked, I
Well,
assume.
I mean, McRae, like that's
He was big. He was on big money though from the Dogs, so
not
he had to come
cheap.
over. He wasn't a cheap acquisition.
no.
No.
Nice.
Assume they would have been in the Harley Bailey Smith race early.
Yeah, they were
And
there.
then out. So now we know that they've got weapons in this war chest. And the news is they're going to use it next year for these players. 3 huge targets they want to hit. LDU, Tom DeConning, Ollie Florent.
Maybe we get all 3.
You could. If you get those players, that's
it.
That's big for your club.
I'll say this, and I'm not trying to stitch St Kilda up, because I haven't had a look at the books, but I've been hearing not only with St Kilda, but the likes of a North as well, that it's jingle jangle territory for some time now. I'm beginning to think that maybe everyone's just making it up. Going, oh yeah, we've
got money, okay.
It's a bit like, someone just at a pub being like, oh yeah, had a Christmas bonus. Don't really want to go into it, but you can imagine.
Yeah, I just say the drinks are on me.
Yes,
today.
that's all I'm getting at.
You do, yeah.
I mean,
A lot of money. North have had money for years.
can we get proof?
North? Yeah, I'm with you. North have said that they've got like scary money to spend, and maybe they have spent it this off season with. I mean, Parker wouldn't have come cheap still.
No, that's true.
Jack Darling would have been still on your 3s.
Yeah, but that's not war chest territory.
Caleb Daniel would be on good coins still because he would have signed.
That's true.
He's still good footy in him. Just Bevo
That's true.
hated his guts.
That's true.
Who else did they bring in? They brought in a 4th name.
And
No, that was it, really?
No,
No.
that was it.
I think so. They would have gone shopping then. Mm-hmm. That's fine. But you're right. There are clubs out there who have money to spend. I mean, Richmond will be one that have money to spend as well coming up. They gave Bolter a 7-year contract on millions.
Yeah, but they'll have to spend everything on
Their kids to keep them.
Their kids, really.
That's
now.
the thing with Richmond now. They'll spend. So this year they'll develop the kids, get 22, 23, 24 games into them.
Yeah.
And then go into renegotiations for
go
like,
rut.
okay, here's years 4, 5. Because I think now when you get drafted, if you're a first round pick, which most of their draft picks were, you get 3 years guaranteed, which is the situation with Harley, which you cut out, but I don't know what I said before, is why Harley and the conversation with Harley will ramp up next season because it's in a good spot for West Coast to negotiate his price so high.
Totally.
Getting, the top price I'd probably get for him and not risk him having a bad third year where he purposely could maybe have a bad year to bring his price lower. So that's a conversation where, maybe a club goes hard for Harley, given it's a 3-year contract extension or straight away for these first round picks.
I reckon if you've got anything to do with the books at Richmond, you're probably the only person at the club that's like not happy with the draft.
Yeah.
Because you just go, oh my God.
Yeah, this is not good.
Everyone does well here.
We're cooked.
We're stuffed.
Yeah, we're cooked. Let's finish with the footy stuff on. We've got a few more things here, but the real meat of our show here should be the AFLW Grand Final.
Yeah.
Big. So we spoke about it briefly last episode, but I don't think we gave it enough because it's a big occasion here. We've got North.
Yeah, it was early in the week.
We've got North. We've got Brisbane. Great teams of the AFLW. Hate each other's guts. Last year, Grand Final, Brisbane were behind for most of the game, come back and win it in a great Grand Final. Icon was pumping. That joint was rocking. It'll rock again on Saturday night, 7:45. Sold out. Completely exhausted. North come in as the undeniable just studs of the league. Haven't lost a game. Haven't looked like losing. Have blown teams out in the first quarter. I think their final last week, it was over within 15 minutes.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
It was over. Like they've done that for the whole season against Brisbane, who have kind of just started off as our team. And we were like, what are we dealing with here? Got smoked by North in round 1. And now have found their form in the back end of the season. Probably should have lost to Hawks, people were saying. They beat Hawks. They absolutely have their way with the Crows and then get another matchup with North here in the grand final. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's going to be so good. I think with North as well, that it's not been spoken enough about enough, is that when you look at the history of the AFLW so far, you can definitely understand why all the teams will have, 2 marquee players, because it is like, it's an expansion league, right? So you'll have couple of big names to draw a little bit of tension, right?
Yep.
North don't really have any big names. They are I'll say the queens of the system.
Yeah.
Like they've just nailed it. Like
Yeah.
everyone is just slotted in nicely. Because Brisbane do still kind of have that mould, and a couple of other teams that have like Collingwood in particular, like have just had like such a bad year, but they've got those like 2-3 big names.
No, you remember that? Remember the first couple of seasons at AFLW? It was marquee signings everywhere just to get people's interest.
Yep.
That's what they did. North kind of just were like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing the same route.
They got Emma King from Collingwood. That was relatively big, but yeah, they're just an unbelievable system. So I think that needs to be congratulated and talked about a little bit more.
Massively. So you're an AFLW person now, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can to get involved and get around it. What's the vibe here with this game? North just clear favourites, because they are clear favourites with Sportsbet, and I'm backing Brisbane here in an upset in Icon to do what they did last year. But are we just thinking that North is that the vibe?
Well, I think going into the grand final, knowing that it was either going to be Brisbane or the Crows, they're the two teams that North wouldn't have wanted in the prelim.
Oh, really?
Like that's realistically. So you can never go against a team that hasn't lost all year.
Yeah.
Realistically. But when you compare it, and like if you were to compare this to the men's season, this would only still be halfway through the season. So yes, they're undefeated, but after 11 weeks. And then finals.
Well, we know about North's men's team. We were talking about before.
Yes.
Remember those years where they'd get to halfway through the season, say we're at 12 rounds, and they'd be 11-1. You go, what? And then fall away. So to that,
yeah, exactly.
It is halfway, really.
It is kind of within the context of a longer season
in that dangerous spot.
They're
to lose one now,
totally in that dangerous spot. And who knows? But I know for sure that they would have been looking at that prelim going, bugger.
Damn it.
Because it's sort of not going to end well for us.
So they would have rathered to play Brisbane or an Adelaide and then knock one of those out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because if they were to now have to play a Hawthorn or a Port Adelaide or any of those teams that you'd be thinking,
so
okay, well, side. But now, but as a casual viewer, for anyone out there that wants to tune in, we've been very lucky then. We've been blessed with the best possible
the best
scenario.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good.
So North, the favourites.
Yep.
I know our hearts with Brisbane. Jade and Poppy, we love the team, love all the girls that are on the team. We know that we love what they're doing.
Yeah.
But is the books and the vibe of this thing that North just win?
No, I think Brisbane.
Yeah.
I honestly think that North are a better team. North should win, but I wouldn't want to go into a grand final undefeated.
Nah.
No way.
No, I'm with you. I'm just big on Brisbane. I don't know. It's just obviously friends of the show and they're our team. We're on them. I just got a feeling the thing you said before about this spot where you get to in a season where you've been undefeated. North have all the pressure. Mm-hmm. This is literally a free hit for Brizzy. Mm-hmm. So the North have all the expectations. I just feel, and the vibe that I get, Brisbane.
Well, when we base it on vibes, which we love, you've then got a team that wants to do what the men did. Mm-hmm. Because imagine the party.
Oh, could you imagine that?
Yeah. They go back to Brisbane.
Monday.
They go back to Springfield.
Oh,
and you got the boys and the girls, and they've got the cups in there.
Both going off there.
Just, yeah.
And they love a party up there. They love a party. Jade and Poppy came out and said, look, we probably sparked the party. Things were going well for the men's team. We said we need to break this thing up. Let's have a few beers. Let's party. Then the men went on to win the premiership. The women now, if they do take that cup up there, look out. But then you got North, who are also, because that organisation has been stinking shit for so long, this could be a thing where the women win. It pumps some life into that joint where the men go, fuck, we got to get our shit together here.
It does interest me that, and I must say, I'm really, really cautious not to ever compare or even we're talking about AFLW, so we can leave the men alone. But what I would say is now when you're in a world where the two exist within the same building, it is fascinating that you can have one side of Arden Street that just is a bin fire and doesn't know what's going on, and the other side are going, well, it's actually pretty easy.
We got shit together, but also good for that club.
Yeah.
It'll make the men. There'll be a competitive energy between the women's side and the men's side. Yep. There always is. Look, in the media, the men, when we're spoke about, it's like, oh, this is hilarious. We're so bad. But you guys, undefeated. That's crazy. So it'll be big.
And I think for every team, the idea will be, and it's getting there for sure, is to have this wonderful symbiotic relationship with this awesome ecosystem within the club where you're both doing well together, like Brisbane is right now.
Yeah.
Where you can lean on each other, compare, stories and anecdotes and findings and, just help each other. And I think that's where we're getting.
Well, it throws the fucking McClellan trophy into fucking all sorts. Because how can you win a flag? Is it McClellan?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you get more champagne, how can your men's team win a flag and then your women's team go to a grand final at least and then not be the best football team
Totally.
for the $1 million? Hawks, give it back, Hawks. Take the $1 million and give it back to Brisbane.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
That's a $13K payday for the players. Just give it back. I'm not into that at all. So well done to them. I'm going Brizzy in the grand final, just in the vibe. I think Brizzy, I honestly think North will have a choke job. I really do, as Ollie pours up my champagne. Thank you so much, mate. And then I was thinking now to end the season, as we get into our Delist Or Play On, our fun bits before we say goodbye to you guys, I would love to... Sorry, guys. Ollie's just fully clocked off. YouTube will get this, but for audio's sake, Ollie is just next to me right now pouring champagne and more orange juice. He's just he's out. Are you done with the season now? Yeah. Just be honest. Are you done with it?
I'm a little done
Okay,
with
great. Fair enough. I thought we could do way too early AFL season predictions.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got biggest riser, biggest slider, next coach sacked, premiers, wooden spoon, Brownlow. So I'll put you on the spot here, but I've got mine in there.
Okay.
So, biggest riser. I'm going to go Adelaide Crows. Now, I did think about putting Gold Coast in there, but I've seen enough from Gold Coast, and we have to say very good at home, shitty away. I think Adelaide have put in some pieces this season. I love Cheese. I love Peatling. I'm a big fan of what they're doing up forward, securing that forward line. I reckon Adelaide are the one to go and rise the best or the most out of everyone this year or next year.
Like that from you. I reckon North. I'm going to go North.
Ooh, okay.
Fresh off the dome, just talking about them. I reckon if they don't rise, then it's a bit like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah,
So,
they got it. They're due.
Yeah.
Okay. Biggest slider. My biggest slider is going to be Port. They got through the final series last year or last season, and it was all kind of positive, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, it was shaky. The wheels were slowly coming off. They put some super glue on. Things seemed to settle with Ken, but the chat, as it always will be next year, after they lose 2 in a row, fuck Ken off. It always is. So I think that given Dan's left, the noise band Ken will get so much louder.
Yeah.
I think they'll be the biggest slider and they'll be out of finals.
Okay. I like that. I'm going to go Geelong. Yeah.
A friend of the show, Bailey's listening.
He's definitely not. He hasn't gotten back to my last 3 messages. He's not listening. No, yeah, I think that the future of Geelong will be fine, and I think that Bailey's addition and a couple of the other guys that have gone there is just perfect. But I just, in the spirit of almost like the Moneyball kind of idea, I think that not yet.
That's
I think
big.
that there's going to be a changing of the guards, maybe for 2 seasons, and then you've got a Smith who's 26. You've got, do you know what I mean? Like, I just think
we do say they don't rebuild.
No.
But they can have, but they should, if history is to go by with every other team, they should have years where it's like, okay, you just don't play finals, please. So maybe that's
Exactly.
I can see that. Next coach who'll be sacked. So I've gone with the obvious one here would be Kenny Hinkley. With all the stuff. I think Kenny Hinkley's situation would be a handover job. I think there'd be a handover job, over the pants handover job. And potentially a hand job, I don't know.
Who knows?
I think that would be like a Sydney situation where Carl will come in. I think the next coach will be sacked. It'll be a mid-season sacking. Will be Simon Goodwin. Man, we can all agree, post that COVID premiership, this thing's been loud, too loud, hearing aid loud, like just banging. The stuff we've heard coming out of this football club, if they don't perform, which I haven't got them really doing much next season, I think, unfortunately, Simon and the club will part ways and that'll be some new blood into the football club. So I've got him.
I mean, okay, so just for context, I agree with you. That would have been my choice. But if I have to go against that to just create a little bit of drama, I feel like 2 teams that would, like, probably either Bevo, because that whenever that gets loud, that gets very loud as well.
Yep.
Or honestly, Matthew Nicks. It totally depends on how those teams are going. Because I just, you know, I've been both Bulldogs fans and Crows fans would probably agree with me in the sense that in pockets of last year when it hasn't been going their way, like you just have to read the comments.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah. So they would be my backups, but I'm with you on Simon.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I think you're spot on those two. Next one's the Premiers. Way too early. This is way too early, but we're going to go do it. What is in this mimosa, man? I can't speak. Premiers.
Yep.
I'm going with Fremantle.
Okay, is this a controversially, or you're like, no, they're favourites?
No.
This is a
I don't know if it's
stretch.
controversial or if it's against the grain and the bookies, but I think Freo are just. I love what they're doing at West. Bolton coming in. I think that this thing just keeps rolling, gets better and better. They should have played finals last season. Port shouldn't have gone over there and beat them and put Carlton in. I just like what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Good list, young, won't get beaten in Perth that often. Will come here and have easy games at Marvel against the North. Mm-hmm. Or whoever, like I just like what they're doing. I think they get 2 home finals, top 4 finish, and they're due. They've never won a flag.
That's yeah.
You're due.
Yeah.
I think they'll be the Premiers next year.
Love that.
And they hate us, so I had to be nice to them.
They don't hate us. They say just talk about us.
They don't hate us. We just never speak about them.
Yeah. I love that, and I think you'll love this. I'm going Carlton.
My man.
I think that
Employee of the year.
Yeah, big time, right at the last. No, I think that I'm worried if they don't, to be honest.
Mate, so am I.
Yeah, other than the obvious.
For my safety.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to be positive, and thinking a best case scenario.
Thank you.
The best case scenario is if it clicks and there's no injuries, then it's a bit like, why not?
Yeah.
You've got a Brisbane team who I doubt will do it again. Sydney, yes, but
don't trust them at the end.
Let's just give them maybe a year or two.
Yep.
Cats, I don't think so. Hawthorn too green.
Yep.
Port Adelaide choke. Fremantle, I can't picture it.
Yep.
It's a bit like, why not?
I knew I love you. I knew I loved you, mate. That's great. Yeah. I mean, hopefully. I'm concerned either way for my safety. If we don't win it,
I'm more concerned if you win.
If we win, I guarantee you this podcast will have a week off and I'll be out for that whole week.
Before we get to the next topic, that's a really good question. So I've thought about this a ton with the Saints. Talk to me about siren goes, Carlton win. What's the next? Like, what is step by step? What does it look like?
Okay, so
siren goes.
I'd be at the game, I assume.
Yep.
I'd be at the game. Now the boys would have media stuff to do, and I wouldn't be down the rooms because it's just they don't need me there.
No.
So my logical move would be, okay, we'll go pub. Let's just go celebrate hard now.
You'd have to get in early though.
Get in early, get in pub, and then I'll be planning next moves. Okay, so I don't go clubbing. That's not my thing.
No.
But I'd be wanting a booth somewhere, a private space somewhere. Maybe it's a private whole building. Mm-hmm. That's the money I'm spending if we win.
Yeah.
So I'd find somewhere in the South Yarra or Richmond area to be like, guys.
You wouldn't do Lygon Street?
Probably Lygon Street. Makes sense. It's a private area in those 3 suburbs.
Yep.
Where I have the whole thing and it's just on for young and old.
Yeah, I like that.
And the next day, we're going to a pub and maybe hopefully I get invited from the boys to go to their Monday or their, Silly Sunday, whatever it is. 3-day event.
Yeah.
But I'd also host my own one for my friends.
Sure.
To be like, boys, it's on here.
That's
so
fair.
I'd party as hard as what they would.
Oh, God, yeah.
For sure. You do the same? Yeah.
Oh, mate, I've already visualised what it would look like. I'd have a white shirt on and a Guernsey, and then I'd say, hey, Steely, can I borrow your medal just quickly? Like, I would for sure pretend. Yeah. No, so if Saints win, my plan would be I'd go immediately to the statue of Molly Meldrum next to the Corner Hotel.
Yep.
And I just picture people surrounding him chanting, like doing the song. Then I reckon... It's not my favourite move in the world, but I think context of winning the grand final, you just have to go to Ackland Street.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like going out in St Kilda.
A bit close there too, but you'd have to, I guess.
I think you'd have to.
Is that the thing? You have to go to your heartbeat?
I like to think so.
Okay.
That's why it's so good. Like, when Richmond win, it's like, well,
I know, Swan Street's fucked.
Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I never go out in St Kilda, but could you imagine everyone on the beach, like, getting in the water, like Luna Park's off its nut, that whole grass period there. That period.
Mimosas.
The grass, whatever that park is that sometimes
Just
has
a park,
music festival. It has music festivals on it.
Katani Gardens.
Yeah, there you go. All of that. The Espy, like, Yeah, I think you'd have to do that.
I'd love to hear that, and obviously we won't have an episode next week, but what people have done when their teams won.
Yep.
Like, because you would celebrate it as hard as them. Probably harder. That night especially. Maybe not the next day.
Definitely.
You're not a psychopath like me, but that night you'd be going hard. Going hard. I'd almost be, if Carlton made a flag, I'd almost be leaning towards house party. Just be safe in my own environment.
Yep. You also wouldn't want to be, in my head, like not being able to get in anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're riding this high. Like that would be such a frustrating feeling.
It'd be a
just sort of
puncture in the
being
tyre.
Caught in between
Yeah.
venues and
Yeah.
like, no.
I'm with
I'll
ya.
be home and
I'm with you.
You know.
I'm with you. The next one was Wooden Spoon. I mean, this is pretty obvious. There's probably 3 teams in the race here. I've
Yeah.
gone Richmond just because how young they are. I think when you bring in, 6, 7, 8, 9 draft picks, given what's left, it's just an obvious one for mine. They're going to be shit for another year. It's honestly a 2-win season, if that.
yep.
They're going to stink. They're going to absolutely beat the shit out of like every game. There'll be a couple of games where they're competitive and it'll be a 45, 60-point loss. But apart from that, they are just going to get rolled every game.
They are. I'd like, yeah.
You can say the same if you want.
Nah, controversial one. Demons.
Whoa.
If it all goes to shit.
I mean, yeah. If when the season's going to shit for Melbourne, they'll be getting rolled and there'll be no one there.
Yep.
On TV, you'll be able to see this club's fucked. And then maybe that's into Goody getting sacked maybe.
I will say this though, thinking about it now, it was really that was just a bit of a, in the clouds job. But like other than that, it's really just West Coast and Richmond.
Pretty much.
When you think about it, we're going into a freaking wildly competitive year of footy.
Next year will be good.
Like,
Everyone can make finals pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe North out of it, but outside of that.
but like, wouldn't shock you if they were knocking on the door.
No.
If
So
they
there's
just got
15
their stuff
teams that have to get
together.
into 8
Yep.
next season. I can't wait to cover it. And the last one here was Brownlow. I've gone Nick Dacos. I just think so close for the last 2 seasons, gets injured first year, then polls the most votes in history, but loses to a guy who polled more votes in history.
Yep.
The guy's 21,
Yep.
22 in Jan or Feb. He's on track to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like with what he's doing, he just moves differently. And as much as it hates me because he plays for Collingwood, he's just different. Like the way he moves, he gets the ball, and there was conversations about, he doesn't win his own ball, he gets given the ball. Nah, this kid wins it himself, uses it, gets it a lot. Like he just does it all. I've got him cleaning up the Brownlow next year.
Like that. I think if it wasn't for what happened in this year's Brownlow, I'd be with you. I think overcorrection, Bontempelli. I think they'll go, we might have
That would be big.
stuffed up here, I think. Let's give him a bit of love.
If Bont's on track to win one, like form-wise, and the predictor says, we have a Bont and Brownlow party.
Yeah. Bont and Brownlow.
Yeah, where we just go somewhere in Footscray and just party for Bont.
That's my dream. I would love to do that.
All right, let's go into our last delist or play on for the season as we wrap this thing up, guys. Here we go. This is from Marzi.
Marzi.
Okay, this is not really. It just says, "Get fucked. You're not going anywhere. The potty has done better than your footy careers." Okay, that's play on, I guess.
Did he say footy careers?
Yeah, I think
So
he meant the
that's-
Gold Coast and Carlton. He
Oh,
knows
so
what he's
it's
doing.
Not including
Yeah, he
my
knows.
school territory.
True, maybe it could be you. Cooper, having your AFL team song in your everyday Spotify playlist. That would be so annoying. Nah, I'm delisting that. That's not on.
Well, I
you
think-
can't have that.
It's reserved for either the morning of a game and then when you've won.
I never listen to it unless we've won.
I must say, I think it's probably in one of my playlists.
What, just in between Red Hot Chili Peppers and Foo Fighters?
That was a real highlight into what's on yours. No, probably between Bob Dylan and Led Zeppelin. But
Okay.
no, I reckon I've definitely, because when I listen to music, I like to just visualize stuff,
I like to think I'm in the film clip sometimes.
Yeah, well, same
Like
thing.
Usher Burn, I go through like a heartbreak when I was 12. I think that you should let it burn.
Usher Bird comes to mind.
Ollie, is this you? Ollie, asking to try a beer at a pub like a wine.
Oh, that's fucking excellent.
Yeah, normalise asking to try every beer on tap and then going, can't draft actually.
I've not actually had a furphy before. So
Yeah.
let's,
Can I just try a bit of that?
Yeah.
That's great. Play on for mine.
That's excellent.
Good way to get pissed. Have 10 tries. Can I have 10 tries?
It's less like a wine. It's more just like you're at an ice cream shop.
Yeah. I want to try a bit of everything. I'm trying every beer on tap and going, actually, I'm good.
Yeah, go just
Just walk it off. Love that. Sam, eating/drinking items at the supermarket before paying. My girlfriend did this and it's not on for mine. Yeah, I hate it. I don't like it. Now, I don't know if Anna's ever done that, but I have a real thing about you can't open anything until you're out. You've checked out.
I think I'm gonna go.
Oh my God, man. We're fucking, I think we're pissed. What is in this thing?
I think I'm going to agree, but the only thing I can think of that would be a pass is a few grapes off your grape bunch. Because it costs what it costs. It's already got the barcode on the bag.
True.
If it's in your trolley, you can probably pick a few off. You don't have to unwrap anything. There's no like, then I'm going to scan my empty Kit Kat wrapper.
Yeah.
You know,
that's demoralising. I saw someone have a banana before around
At
the
the
supermarket.
supermarket?
Yeah. And that was not on for mine. That's like, okay, you've eaten the product and there's no barcode on it. So you're paying for a skin.
Yeah, that's
No.
you can't be doing that.
No. You know the funniest thing back in the day was trying to buy condoms back in the day? Where you'd be in the aisle, because it's pretty confronting.
What do you mean back in the day? It's still very funny.
And then you'd be like, yeah, I'm having a kid, so don't wear them.
Oh,
Legend. I'm so pissed. We got to stop drinking. But then you know how like you'd go up the aisle. I'm sure guys are doing this, or maybe guys who are in this period right now. For girls who don't know, this is what guys do. You'd walk into the section where it's like, it's not the healthcare stuff. The
Yeah.
deodorants, then you got like, I don't know, cotton buds and all that. And then like, you know exactly where it is.
Oh, yeah. But you're just
you
looking at the health, like
Yeah,
vitamin
you're just looking at the
gummies.
shampoos. You're like, as soon as someone leaves this aisle, I am buying so many condoms, and then just take it to the counter.
Yeah.
Like,
So
and then you have to
true.
buy other stuff to like hide it.
I did this the other day. I did for the first time
Legend.
groceries delivered.
Oh yeah,
And all I needed, and the only reason, it wasn't that I desperately needed it, but I needed toilet paper.
yeah.
And it was like, I cannot be bothered walking 15 minutes to go buy that one thing.
Nah.
So you know what? Stuff it. Been a good month.
Yeah.
I'll get it delivered.
Great.
And I went, I can't just have someone deliver me toilet paper.
paper.
Like that just looks so grim.
No.
So I'm adding
Yeah,
sarsaparilla,
just stuff.
Detergent,
Oh, sometimes
chewing gum.
Yeah, I'm with you on the toilet paper thing. I find it really awkward.
Yeah.
just rolling out with 24 rolls of toilet paper
Because you're
they're
doing
like, that guy shits.
Yeah, you're doing one of two things with it.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, true.
So,
Mitchell, dating a netball player from a rival local footy netball club. Okay.
okay.
Wow. I'm trying to think about this because I went straight to the AFL, so
you wouldn't.
that's
yeah.
hard for me. I would have assumed that, I mean, you're crossing enemy lines.
Well, I mean, you got to think about best and fairest at the end of the year. What would that dinner look like? Do you know what I mean?
It's play on, I think, but it's also keep it in the family. I mean, not in the actual family, but I mean, it's from Tassie, then you could keep it in the family, but keep it within the local footy club.
I think if it's in the best interest of your love life, then that should be okay.
True. Lockie, your mate asking Mason Cox, surely you have a massive Johnson at the Coldplay concert. I mean, probably a lot more questions could have asked him, which is fair enough. So, Lockie, up to you and your mate. What do you want to do there? Talia, using a shiwi at the local footy club. What is this? Because there's only urinals in the change room.
Oh, well, fucking, firstly, massive delist not having, like, just only having urinals.
what the
That's
fuck? Why isn't that-
ridiculous.
Why wouldn't they have toilets?
That's
just
so
toilets.
So, yeah, play on.
Oh, okay, I think I know what a shiwi is. I don't really want to ask. I don't think.
Do you not? Yeah, I can explain.
I guess I want to assume it's like a funnel.
Yeah, more or less.
Cool.
So imagine
Okay.
a cricket cup,
Yeah.
but then a
Oh yeah, a spout.
penis.
Cool.
Fake penis.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't, yeah, you got to use that, Talia. Camp.
Camp?
Camp. Sucking your
sure you
fingers
didn't-
clean. Sucking your fingers clean after eating a pie at the footy. I hate people who like suck their finger. Oh,
Yeah, no, it's not on.
not on at all. Nah,
Especially
delist
at
that.
the footy, like things you've like touching the seat.
No, thanks. You
like,
go on
nah.
the toilet and stuff. No, thanks. Mark, 2K time trials in local footy. Disgusting. Again, we'll be the local footy representatives next year. The LFPA, Local
Yep.
Footballers Players Association. Literally, there is nothing that the coach will do with that information. You're going to run an 8 minutes. What's the
Great.
coach going to do? Actually, you're the best player on the team, but your standards in 2K time trial mean we can't pick you. That's not going to happen. You should just refuse. You're paying to be there, guys. You can say no at this, at these type of
Yeah.
things. Say no, delist that. Last couple here. Molly, going to the AFL games in your local footy kit.
Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen a local football jumper get around an AFL game.
So play on.
I like it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Flashing, this is from Jared, flashing your headlights to warn people of police or speed cameras. Yeah, big on this.
Yeah, legend.
Big on this. Sometimes I'll just flash for the sake of flashing. There's nothing there. Just to see them slow down.
Keep everyone on their toes.
Just keep everyone on their toes, for sure. Bane, going to the races and not telling your mates your bets and celebrating a big win. Now, I hate that so much. I hate it a lot. Like, it's just tell me what you're on. I don't matter if it wins or loses. Just give me some heads up.
Okay.
Don't need to celebrate it. And last one, Wolf. Watching the broadcast screen at the footy.
Okay.
So go to the footy and then it's there, but also just watch the broadcast
Well,
while being at the footy.
here's the thing. Big play on for mine because of where I can afford to sit.
On the ground.
Whereas I don't know if you can relate to that.
No. I mean, so where are you sitting just for me?
Right up there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm normally distracted by the glass and people asking
Exactly
for beers
right.
and stuff. Yeah. So it's, yeah. No, I am, in serious, I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go to the footy and my head will just be up the whole time.
Yeah, do what you can.
Even though it's delayed.
Yep.
Yeah. Rate it.
Before we wrap up, I've got my last is it something or is it
Yeah,
something
go.
game?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a Harry Potter character? Or is it a footballer? As in soccer in England.
Hit me.
James Ward-Prowse.
James Ward-Prowse. Mm-hmm. James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse. Sounds Harry Potter to me.
That is a footballer.
Oh,
Dean Thomas.
Dean Thomas. No, that's definitely Dean Thomas, footballer.
That is a Harry Potter character.
Why do you do this game, man? So dumb.
Seamus Finnegan.
Shame, that's definitely a Harry Potter character.
Yep.
Thank you.
Jared Bowen.
Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen! Soccer player.
Nice. You're on. Oliver Wood.
Oliver Wood. Yeah, it's hat trick for Wood. Soccer player.
Harry Potter character. Chupa Akpom.
Oh, that's a Harry Potter player.
That's a footballer. And the last one, Yaya Sonogo.
Yeah. Nah, that's a player.
Yeah, nice.
I can't see any Yayas getting in Harry Potter. Hey, well, thank you guys. I don't know what's in these mimosas, but all right, time of the week again. Our Sportsbet feed bets for you to jump on with us and just follow us for the rest of the off season that we're on. Ollie, you have one right now.
Yeah, I wanted to start to interrupt you there because I've been on fire. A lot of people thanking me for some of my feed bets. So thank you. I'm looking obviously at the EPL and NFL as I have been. And the way I'm going this weekend is I'm looking at my two teams, both Arsenal and Minnesota Vikings. That's where I've had the most luck so far this season. So looking at Arsenal, they take on West Ham United. They've been in great form now. They smashed it in the week in the Champions League. So I'm going Arsenal to win, goals over 2.5 as well because they found the back of the net 5 times against Sporting. And I'm going Bukayo Saka, anytime goal scorer. So he's been in unbelievable touch. Then in the NFL, the Vikings take on Arizona. They're back at home after a 3-game stretch away from home, so they're back at US Bank. So I've got Minnesota Vikings to win. I reckon Sam Darnold is going to air it out. He's been looking at Aaron Jones for a fair bit of things, but I think he's going to finally air it out a little bit more. So I'm going over 265.5 passing yards with a TJ Hawkinson anytime touchdown scorer. He's been finding the ball a lot, but not finding the end zone since his return from injury. So I reckon it's time he gets the touchdown.
Yeah. Big air game coming up.
All big time.
Big game. All right. Well, I'm in the NFL as well. Just swinging for fences, as we do on my feed. I know your feeds, you're on a header for sure, but my feeds are big,
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking for fences,
Oh.
we'll find one.
Yep.
We'll find one eventually.
If they're not already knocked down.
True. Yeah, that's why it's so hard sometimes. They're all knocked down. NFL. So we've got Tampa. Baker Mayfield's doing some great things with that club right now. We've got Pittsburgh over Cleveland. The Eagles, the Saints, Dolphins, the 49ers who need Purdy back ASAP for my fantasy team and for the feed. And the Chiefs who have been going okay, not great, but okay, all in that multi there on the feed. So you can go on Sportsbet's app, go on the feed, create an account, or follow Ollie or myself. You'll find them all there today, now, and for the rest of the offseason. That's the end of our year one, our debut year. We are so thankful for all of you who've listened. We hope that we're bringing you the content that delivers football in a different way. That's what we set out to do this season. it'll get better for sure. We'll go away for 2 months and unpack this thing, as I said, pull it apart, make it better. We'll do better tech, better coverage, more episodes, better stuff and content. Like, that's all that we exist to do, is to give you guys the best social content that you can get and football content. And hopefully we've pissed off a few guys in suits this year and big companies, because we want to change the way that you guys listen and get delivered your football. So from us, thank you. Have a safe holidays. Enjoy heaps of beers, you know, and heaps. Just get right into summer. Take your time off as well, because you deserve it. You do. And we'll do the same. You're going to have a break. You're going to go to Tassie.
Yeah, cannot wait to do all of that after what has been just the most ridiculous, crazy, wild year. And I want to thank everyone that has jumped on board and been really lovely to me. I won't thank everyone. There's been a few little enemies I've got out there. Brown bread, you know who I'm talking about, especially on TikTok. But everyone has been phenomenal, and I want to thank you, Dan, for letting me into your thing. I was very much a speak when spoken to kind of approach early on. You know, I don't want to step on your toes, but I have been astounded, and my heart is full thinking about how you've let me into this wild world, and I'm very, very thankful. And it's just been the best year of my life, and I've loved honestly every second of it. So thank you.
Nah, mate, you're a star. You're our star, you know? Yeah, you're a bit weird, okay? You Harry Potter stuff, you do your things, but that's what makes you great. That's what makes us great. And again, like, thank you to you guys. This started off as literally Dan Does Footy. I didn't know what we were doing. I had left another show and it was scary. I had no idea what I was going to be. I knew where I wanted to take it. I knew what I wanted to deliver to football fans, but change at the start was scary, and there was a lot of people that hated it, and that was fine. A lot of people that have loved it. A lot of people have jumped on right now. So to you guys, thank you so much for giving me a sense of, one, belonging. Don't think I've ever had a belonging feeling. Football clubs, AFL, I never felt like I really belonged. Outside of football, being in commercial real estate, believe it or not, never felt like I belonged, but this feels right. And as I said, we will go away, and I promise you that next season will be so much better.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and deliver the stuff that you guys deserve. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
That community is amazing, because it's not just football. It's probably, we've realised, Harry Potter, random shit, all the things
Random
you
shit.
like. Like, we just have all just gone, maybe we all like footy, but we all
And
like
maybe we're
a
all
bunch
different-
of,
Maybe we're all a bit weird.
Yeah.
We are.
I think we can agree on that. We're
We
all
are.
a bit weird, and this has been the best
It's been great.
community to express
So
that.
go away. I'm gonna have a child.
Go away. Yes, massive
I'm gonna have a child.
congratulations.
That's
Enjoy.
gonna be cool. So you guys will see that, I'm sure, before we're back for next season, which will be next Feb. So I'm gonna go work out how that works,
Sure.
and then
Read your books?
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, Bub could be the new co-host.
Yeah, well, I mean, you mentioned new staff. I'm a bit sort of,
Could be CEO straight away.
Well, I would have
Liability
thought
on
so.
the baby. Smart. Anything goes wrong on the business side.
What do you want? Can't-
Lock them up.
They can't
Lock 'em up.
speak.
So
Yeah.
it'll be good. So thank you, mate, as well. Thank you for everything
Always.
you've done. We'll see you guys next season. Rest up. We love you all.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.